What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to WRC USA YouTube channel. It's been about a month since my last update video, and we've just had a really busy last couple of weekends with racing. And yeah, so it's kind of overdue, but I want to kind of put together this video to kind of go over how it went for us at Arena Cross, the TNR Arena Cross out in Norco. We just had our first club race at the Drake Raceway, and a couple of other announcements we want to make and kind of updates what's going on with the team. So with that being said, let's get to it. Okay, so yeah, we went to the TNR Arena Cross. We went as one of the premier sponsors of the event. It couldn't have gone any better than we anticipated. It was exciting for us just because, again, being able to be the premier sponsor of an event like this was a huge step for us. Yeah, we wanted to go out there and really make our presence known, and I think we did that. The pit looked great. I got a lot of comments from people, saying that it looked good. Obviously, the goal was for us to go out there, look good, and also run good. I think we did that. It was also the opportunity for our new team drivers, James Spratley and Gage Dusnup, to make their debut with WRC USA. James came down from Las Vegas with his dad Oscar. Again, last minute, James came on board. We got him the kits. We got him the nitro buggy kit. I think he built it like overnight, and yeah, came down from Vegas. Hadn't practiced with the car. The first tank of fuel was literally, I think, the first session of practice that we had, and it was evident that he was going to feel comfortable with the car. Made a couple of adjustments or whatever, and we just saw that the speed was there, and James can wheel, man. So we were excited about that. Same thing with Gage Dusnup. He lives up in Northern California. His family also agreed to come down kind of last minute. Really appreciate both of those families for coming down. I know it was a trek for both of them, but again, we really appreciate them coming, and we wanted them to feel included and be part of such a big event for us. Again, being that we were one of the premier sponsors. So yeah, big thanks to those guys. Gage came out. He was a little nervous. Hadn't raced in this size track at this big of a venue. He was a little nervous, thinking he wanted to obviously put his best foot forward, put his best effort out there, and he did. He was nervous. Went out there in the first practice session. Felt comfortable with the car. He came off the driver's stand saying, "Man, I love this car," and it showed. He was comfortable with it. Made some adjustments, and other practice sessions. Went out and qualifying, and again, both James and Gage really stepped it up, man. They came out and really showed out. Seeing that it was the first race with this team and this car, this platform, so super happy with them. I think Gage ended up qualifying in the B. Started mid-pack and held his own, and again, it was his first major event like this with this car. Same thing, had very limited practice with the car before he came down here, so he shook the car down pretty much at the event and started in the B and held his own. And again, he made the bump from sportsman up to expert, the first time doing that. And again, he hung in there with some of the top drivers out in Southern California. That class was stacked, and again, I was super proud of him and made sure he knew that above and beyond what we expected out of him. And I admired his grit, for him to come out there and do that. James, like I said, great speed, super humble kid. He's everything you could ask for in a team member, because he's all about the social media, knows how to promote himself. And yeah, he came down ready to rock and roll. And again, he qualified into the A main with the nitro buggy, and held his own, and he finished in the top 10. And again, for having never driven the car was literally brand new box stock kit, and went out there and put it in the A, again in a stack class, I should say. Sorry. Also, to another testament to James is that he came down from Vegas and he kind of called me and said, "Hey man, I want to get more wheel time. Can I race your truggy, my nitro truggy, which I had planned to run?" And I really wanted to run, but then when he asked me that, and seeing how busy we were going to be, and the pit being full of team members and everything going on, I kind of decided, as a team manager, at events like this, it's not so much of a a major factor or important key element that I race. I would have loved to, but it was just going to be too weird or too much going on for me to switch transponders and all of that. So I said, you know what? Yeah, race my Truggy. The entry was already paid for. I told him to run it, and he had a great time. Truggy looked fast. He was comfortable with it. Put it in the A main as well. But then kind of halfway into the few laps into the race, he pulled it off the track. He was kind of acting erratically. The engine was acting erratically, I should say. You know, he just, you know, he decided, and I agreed, let's pull it off. Let's not risk it, you know, and you know, damaging the car. So again, you know, super proud of James. You know, I think between Gage and James, we definitely got some winners there. They're both going to get really, really good. They're both really good now, but I think they're going to get even better once they really start to kind of practice with the car and get it set up the way they want to run them at the tracks that they're going to run them at. So yeah, man, it was just an awesome event for us. Abel went out there in Sportsman with the e-buggy. You know, had a couple qualifying issues. I think one of his heats, I think something happened with his ESC or something like that, so he didn't really get to qualify too well. Second qualifier, same thing. He went out there and put it down. Got, you know, was able to get into the A main. You know, started I think in the top 5 of the A main, and you know, took it all the way to second place. To, you know, brought it home in the second place finish. Car was super consistent, as is Abel, super consistent. That kid doesn't get rattled, man, and you know, he's continually get better and better and better. And yeah, you know, if and when he makes that jump up to the next level, you know, he's gonna be one to deal with. So, you know, we have 3 really, really good young talented drivers, and yeah, we're super stoked about their future. And then Abel said he's gonna start throwing his hat in the nitro buggy, man. So look out, man. That kid loves to race. He lives to race. So we have, you know, big hopes for all 3 of these guys. These guys we see as definitely as the future. Now getting on to Nano Vandermolen, man. He had just had some bad luck. You know, he was out there with the ready to run e-buggy. Put it in the A main. Car looked fast. I was confident, super confident he was going to podium with that car with the ready to run. But I think the ESC got a little too hot or something happened and the car shut down on him, and, you know, he pulled it off, you know, again. So it was just like that luck that Nano has, man. I feel bad for him, man, because he can drive and he puts his effort out there, and it just, you know, just crazy stuff happens to him. Same thing in Nitro Buggy. I think he had an engine issue or something to that effect. So we're working through that to get you know, whatever issues we're having with that sorted out so that he can contend for wins. But that being said, he put the Nitro Truggy in the A main. Super fast guys in that class. Started, I believe, 4th or 5th in that one. I think by lap 3 he took the lead and he never looked back. And man, just to watch him do what he did with that Truggy was just huge for us, huge for him. He was long overdue win. That kid, you know, I told him, you know, it's not when he came on board of this team, I told him, like, it's not a matter of, you know, if, it's going to be when you win big. And this is his first, you know, win with us. And he did so in a decisive fashion. The Truggy was consistent. His lap times were consistent. He put it where he put it where it wanted, and it did exactly what he wanted him to do, and it showed there at the end when he came home and took the win for us, man. So all in all, great weekend for this team. For us to be one of the primary sponsors and to bring home some hardware is what we need to kind of get us over that hump. And yeah, to show everybody that we're for real, we're coming, and we're not going anywhere. We're going to keep coming. So yeah, man, it was just awesome weekend. Like I said, pit looked great. We had a good time. And yeah, man, it was just a really good team bonding weekend. So, you know, we're super stoked about it, and we can't wait for the next one. So the next one actually is going to be, we're going to be heading up to Buggyland as a team to support Gage. That's going to be at his home track. So we're definitely going to be heading up there in July for that one. And then we're talking about maybe going out to one of the other races we're going to go attend is at the Nitro Compound in October. End of October into November, we're going to go to that one for sure as a team. And, you know, any other races we have in between club races, you know, with doing the Top Notch Series and some JBRL races. So we got a busy, stacked racing season, and we couldn't be happier with the results so far. Let's see, moving on here. Onroad. If you notice, the Onroad cars are no longer up there. You know, James came down here, and I know in Vegas they have a really nice Onroad track that, you know, I felt that he could actually take one of the Onroad cars and start shaking them down and kind of moving us to where I told you guys in previous videos that we were going to start, you know, focusing or putting some focus on the Onroad program. Yeah, so he took one of the cars back with him to Vegas, installed his electronics in there, took it out, and yeah, he's been kind of, you know, giving me updates, and he really liked the car. The car looked good. He took it out to its first practice and race, I believe it was yesterday, on Sunday, and TQ'd, AA mains, and you know, I think ended up finishing third. I think he said that he was in first, and I think second place got into him, caused some issues, and he was able to kind of bring it home and finish third overall. Again, hadn't raced the on-road cars or this particular WIC on-road car. I don't know if he tweaked on it much. I think he just basically put his electronics out there and sent it, and all he said was the car was good, really good, and that's verbatim what his message said to me. So again, bringing home a podium his first time out on on-road, again, solidifies the confidence we have in him and the fact that he's going to continue to excel and be one of the stars of this team and in RC, man, and we hope to be there every step of the way for him. So that being said, the second car stayed local. Abel Velasco, he's going to start attending some of the on-road races locally here at the dirt, or not at the dirt, but it's on the same property as the dirt is with Brian Wright and his track. He's going to be going to Huckleberry. Again, you know, he's going to try to get to as many races as he can. Again, Abel's all about racing, man. That's all he loves to do, and the car is in good hands with both those guys. So stay tuned for that. You're going to start seeing more content come out for the on-road cars. There actually is, I think we've released a couple reels here and there, but you know, stay tuned for that, because that's going to be the next part of our focus, and you're going to start seeing some build videos on those on-road cars. We plan to go to Vegas club racing soon for both on and off-road. So yeah, man, we got a lot in the hopper. We're a busy team. We're going to stay busy because again, we want to get our message out there, and that message is that this brand's for real. So if you don't know, now you know. So let's see what other updates I got. Yesterday we went to the inaugural club race at the Drake Raceway. Man, you know, shout out to them, man. That facility's never looked better. You know, it looked great. It felt good to be back there. We showed up, you know, with our local guys, and again had another great time. Super great, you know, super good atmosphere. It was a long day. It was definitely long, but you know, we had a good time. We had you know, numerous entries. Nano had something he had to go do, so he couldn't stay too late for the mains. So he didn't get a chance to run his buggy main, but he looked good all day. Still sorting some things out with the engine, man. We got to get that figured out. You know, we're definitely going to get that figured out, because he's too good to not be finishing races because of engine trouble. So we're going to figure that out. You know, Andrew Morales went out there. He had, you know, he had good runs going, and then, you know, in his main, I think we had an issue with the pressure line. One of the fuel lines was leaking, or there was a leak in the tank somewhere. I don't know. Anyway, it was leaking out the fuel. It was literally on the outlap, and he came down, and I said, F it, we're going to send it. We're just going to short pit you and go out there and do what we can do, man. And I think he ended up finishing 7th, 8th, or 9th, something like that. But the point of the matter was, we finished the race. It wasn't ideal. We kept short pitting him every 2.5 minutes. But the car looked great, man. The car looked great, especially in that front of the driver's stand, that anti-rhythm section. He had that figured out, and he had that car. He was making up time there where people were losing time. So, like I said, these cars, you know, handle rough tracks, you know, and it's just always something stupid that comes up and bites us in the butt, man. But, you know, that's to be experienced with, you know, when you're starting something like this. But again, the message, the focus there was, well, we don't quit. This team doesn't quit. Our drivers don't quit. We could have easily pulled the car off and said, oh, well, whatever, but we want to race. We want to show, you know, we want to have a good time, put the wheel time in, and so we short pitted him. Big deal. You know, I used a little bit more fuel than most people would have liked to, but the key point is that we finished. We didn't curl up in the ball. We didn't go back to the pits. We're going to send it, and that's what we did, and the car stuck it out there. Car was a little dirty because it was soaking wet, But the car finished, the race, and where others broke out. And again, the car handles rough tracks really, really good. So again, shout out to him and to this team. We don't quit, never. So again, Abel went out there, Mr. Consistency. Abel's not the strongest qualifier. I guess he says that himself. Like, he always has issues qualifying, but then when it matters is when he puts it down. And that's true of any sport, any athlete. Doesn't matter what you do leading up to the point, that moment that you need to perform, and he performs. The car is super consistent. He's super consistent. Running the TZO tires, they were on point the whole day. He had servo issues at TNR. We switched to Nitro Pro, which is again one of the new brands that we carry. Some support from them, and he loves that servo. It's faster, and he says like he feels he can do a little bit more aggressive maneuvers with the car because he has more speed out of the servo. Again, Abel, again, always consistently brings home the hardware. He's getting a lot of people saying, kind of nudging him, saying it's time for you to bump. He will bump when the time is right. I don't think he's dominating. He's not TQing everywhere he goes, and people just, kind of shooting these little, sideways messages to him saying, oh, shouldn't you be doing this? Shouldn't you be doing that? Oh, maybe you guys should just be practicing a little bit harder. Because again, he doesn't TQ and he doesn't qualify the best, but when it comes to the main, he puts it down. So maybe you guys should just stop worrying about that and worry about your own programs and get up to that level. It is what it is. But again, they don't say it to your face, and that's kind of the crappy part about it. We're always accessible, and if you have something to discuss, you can come to the pits and talk to us about it. You'll be well received, and you're not going to be mistreated, and we'll hear you out. But we're also going to tell you our side of it. So take that for what you will. Let's see. Yeah, again, I'm trying not to make this a super long video, but we just got a lot going on with this team. And it's just exciting for us, man, because people are still reaching out to us, wanting to be part of what we're doing. And we're not really doing anything different, I don't think, than anybody else is doing. We're just out there doing it the way we want to do it, and if that's, your cup of tea or whatever you want to call it, hit us up, because we're always looking for people who want to run this brand, so yeah, just hit us up, with our email address, anywhere you can get a hold of us, we're responsive and we'll get back to you. Again, welcome aboard to James Spratley, Gage Dusnip, and a couple of you people at the Drake Raceway might have seen Brian Merrick out there. He was rocking his new SBX e-buggy. He's one of our new drivers that's going to be, we're not putting him out there as a team driver because, he's still learning the platform. He just wanted something different. Again, he built the car. I think we actually finished the car at the track, the last few steps of the car. So literally the car had zero practice, and he was running, he and Abel were in the same class running third and fourth. So Brian was happy with the car, initial box stock setup. He's going to go to work on it. And then you're also going to see Brian out there with an e-truggy. He has an e-truggy as well. Going to get that built. He can definitely wheel an e-truggy. I saw that yesterday. Again, just had bad luck with these electronics. We're going to get that figured out for him to make sure that it's nothing like that's going to fail him and keep him from doing what he was going to do, because he was running up front first and second, battling in his main, and then his ESC quit on him. So I don't know what happened there, but it sucks for him. But I see that the talent's there, and Brian's just a cool guy, man. I think any team would be lucky to have him. Guy's always positive, willing to help out. You see him out there as the part of the watering crew, willing to pound stakes into the ground to get the pipes right. Guy's Johnny on the spot with help anytime you need it. And he reached out and asked if we had some spots for him, or had a spot for him in the pit. Wanted to try something different, and absolutely, there was no question about it. I've known Brian for a while now. Always been super cool to me, super cool to my kid, super cool to everybody on this team. Everybody loved him, and it was just a renown. It was a unanimous hell yeah when when he asked to rep the brand and go out there and get some cars and get out there. So, huge shout out to Brian Merrick. Glad to have you on here, bro. Yeah, so another local guy that's gonna help us spread the word. So, yeah, with that being said, that's kind of like all the major updates that I really wanted to touch on. Yeah, like I said, we're busy. We got a lot of stuff on the horizon. Working on the new website. It's almost done. I'm trying to get it as close to where I want it, and then release it, and then kind of tweak on it from there. But it's going to be a heck of a lot better, more pleasing to the eye, more functional, and built better. Built to showcase the parts, the cars, and the accessories better. And that's what I've been working on. So I'm a busy guy trying to get all this sorted out. So yeah. I think that's about it. So again, I want to thank everybody for all their continued support, all the words of encouragement. Oh, I almost forgot. We also brought on the drivers on the eastern region of the U.S. that were already running the WIRC prior to me becoming the team manager in California. They were running the cars under the support and banner of the previous distributor. Now that distributor is no longer in the picture, and we over here on the West Coast have distributorship for the U.S. It was, obviously the right thing to do was to reach out to those guys and, bring them over to us. So, that'd be Ray Illenden, Wayne Adams, and Marcus Butler. All three of those guys have been super supportive of us since we started this as WIRC West Coast. Always reposting, always sharing our posts and our social media. So again, we met with all those guys individually. They were all on board, and so our goal and our focus is to make them feel included. I'm going to be sending them out some team gear, some banners, some stickers to help them promote the brand as much as they can, since we can't physically be there. And obviously the goal is for us to get out there and meet with them, but maybe we can attend some big races next year to where we can meet in the middle, right? So that's the goal. So yeah, welcome to those guys. I almost forgot about them. I had them here at the very end. So yeah, so again, this team's expanding. We're looking to expand. Obviously, that's the best way to get a brand's awareness out there, is to get the car, kits, and parts in as many hands as we can. So so welcome to those guys. They're super excited. We're excited to have them, and so we're encouraging them to share their experiences on social media so we can promote them, which in the end promotes WIRC, and that's what we're all here to do. So huge thanks to everybody that's made the switch to be on this team, to rep this brand. Like I said, we're not going anywhere. We got a lot of plans coming up, a lot of things to disclose, more news coming that I'm still working on, that I don't want to say anything until it's all for sure. And but again, we're also highly anticipating the release of the SBX4. That's supposed to be out in the next few weeks, hopefully in the middle of June. I'm definitely gonna get my hands on quite a few kits to have them here locally, because the team guys want them, and a couple of other people already have reached out to me on social media asking me if I'm gonna have them. I'm gonna have them. The new e-buggy and the new nitro buggy. So yeah, you're gonna see those cars out there. We'll be doing a review video of what's changed on that car. This time around, I think I'm gonna have one of the team drivers give you the rundown on the car, what's different, and show some footage of the car getting around, whatever. So yeah, again, lots of stuff in the hopper, lots of stuff working. So keep an eye on this channel, keep an eye on this team, because we got a lot of stuff coming your way. So with that being said, I want to thank everybody for the continued support. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. If you see us out the track, hit us up. We're always accessible. We're always willing to interact with people. And if you run a WRC out there, hit us up, man. We can collab with you. And I'm talking, we started to do that with WIRC Germany, WIRC Greece, the guys out in New Zealand, on the Discord server. Again, we're slowly expanding and making this a movement, and that's kind of the best word I can come up with. That this is a movement. This brand deserves it, and we're showing them. And again, I think this last time they went out to a pretty big event, Chris's TNR Arena Cross. We definitely show that these cars can compete and these cars can win. So again, with that being said, thanks everybody. Like, comment, subscribe, hit us up on social media. And yeah, thanks again, everybody.